fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here, and now. Whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku, and quite a bit of things have happened. In the last part, Deku, he was brought to the Xavier Mansion, where not only did he reunite with some people he knew, he discovered Inhumans existed. And he's actually heard a lot more things go on. Now, to basically summarize it, everything we know about Marvel, we do know, or is currently going on in the story. The characters, everybody, they do exist, just like the Void series. Magic is known to exist, aliens, Inhumans, mutants, all of it is there. Now, and that is all I'm going to say about the subject because I've tried to explain that more, but the recording would get a lot longer. Now then, Deku, he actually did discover that the super strength he had in his normal form, or his base form you could say, his super strength was taken away. And that did somewhat scare him. Along with that, he did actually meet Jean Grey, as well as discover one simple thing. In all the time he's been aware, he has not thought about his family. His grandpa, his uncle, and his cousin. Where are all of them? They are all still missing from this equation. And this does somewhat concern Deku. Now, Deku, he would have tried to poke and prod the subject. Him actually trying to ask Charles along with many other people. Teachers all around the mansion hearing Izuku run around and ask these questions. As you do actually have where Charles, he would have sat Deku down and explained to him that Deku's cousin, she didn't disappear. However, they believe that his uncle and grandfather did. And right now, things are all still up in the air. Deku, he wasn't one of the first people to reappear. Some people appeared weeks ago, some people appeared days ago. So there's a possibility if they haven't popped up yet, then they will in the future. And maybe a few days, or even possibly a few weeks. They don't exactly know how this all does work. Now, with that being said, Deku, he was at least able to talk to and get a hold of his cousin. And she was actually quite ecstatic to hear that he's alive, that he's back. And the two, they did actually somewhat talk. Now, Deku, he learned that quite a bit was going on with her. As apparently, while he is still 17, or he's a little around 17, yeah, she is actually around the age of 22. And yeah, she's just getting out of college, since she's trying to become a lawyer. It's kind of crazy. Whenever she does come by to see Deku, he hardly does recognize her. She's just, well, she looks mature, she looks so much older. He remembers seeing her just what feels to him like hours ago, days ago. But for her, more than half a decade has passed. And she's actually very happy to see him. Her running up to him and hugging him. Somewhat just a little bit hard. And Deku, after the bear hug he was given, he does at least try to inform his cousin that he doesn't have his super strength. So if she could cut back on that, that would be a bit nice. To which she does actually somewhat pull away. trying to get information as to what happened, since she heard about the incident with Thor. Huh? Thor? Who? Right. I fought him. Now, the two would actually somewhat try to catch up. As Deku, while he's doing that with his cousin, he does actually start to go through a few things. Over the course of the next couple days, turning into weeks, Deku, he does start to somewhat get accustomed to this place. There is actually somewhat of a school uniform, and even formal and casual clothing that is given to them. The students, they're all kind of just caught off guard by this. Apparently, they're supposed to be taking courses or combat classes to understand the mutations better so as to not accidentally misfire or misuse them. But from what it does sound like, it sounds like they're more or less a superhero team. Since apparently there's this thing called the Avengers. There's, well, a lot more other teams. It's just, there's way too many to keep up with, especially all the ridiculous names these guys are given. It just gets tiring. Anyways, now, you do actually have Deku, who, while he was happy to talk with his cousin, she actually was somewhat still very busy. Her going back to what she was doing with her busy life, and Deku somewhat just being left here. Now, it was kind of strange for him. While that did somewhat calm him down and reassure him that he's not alone, it still did make him feel out of place. That's the one thing in this new reality that he's dealt with that was different, that was vastly different. It seems like just, what, a week ago, they were at home, outside and just destroying logs, talking and just being teenagers. But now she's kind of just living her own life. And Deku, he can understand that. As we actually do have him today. Right now, he's currently reading through a book. And he's sitting quietly in a library. He does have a pair of headphones he did buy, as they're plugged into his phone and some music, or let's just say an audiobook is playing. Deku reading along with the book as he's trying to keep up. Now, as Deku he is doing this, he's doing a few things. He's trying to retain this information, but at the same time he's also trying to listen and examine it further. There's a difference between thinking of something you read and actually seeing it and reading it. The information is both being put directly into his mind and in through his eyes. And Deku does think that this might help him. Okay, he needs to understand how this all works. He needs to understand how all this actually being where Deku he does gotta turn and gotta reach out for his cup. Deku reaching forward and going to grab it, as he does so, it's just gonna let go of it for a second. Pulling his hand back and just thinking. Right, he's normal again. Him looking down at his hand. As you do actually where something does happen. Blue smoke does come into Deku's vision. Deku actually somewhat turning and jumping, as you do actually have Nightcrawler, who he does pop again as Deku does look up. Him hanging from the chandelier as Deku does pull out one of his earbuds. Hey, dude, give me that back. Come on, what are you reading? You got all this time before we're supposed to be taking classes. I know. So, why are you reading? Listen, that's none of your business. Huh? Gamma. This is a science book, dude. Yeah, I know. Okay, so why are you reading it? I get this is a subject we're supposed to learn, but come on, goody two shoes. This is just a bit too much, don't you think? I get that. Okay? Listen, just Give me that back before he'll make me mad, okay? You're gonna have to deal with him. Oh, no, I'm so scared. I can only teleport away and get out of here. Yeah, you can. But would Mr. Xavier really like that? Really? You're gonna be a tattletale? No, I'm not. Listen, I get that you're still pissed off at me because of the whole club thing, but that was your guys' fault. Mhm. Oh, come on. You cannot blame that shit on us. Him actually popping back down, as he does go to slam the book down in front of Deku. Him still staying on the table, and informing him that he does need to understand that partying is fun. It's something all teenagers do. And right now, if Deku does want to help make up for that, he's heard a few things about him. What? Now, he does actually go to look over, as he is going to bring up his hand, and somebody else is come walking into the room. As Deku, he does see Rogue. Her coming to walk up, as Deku does see her. Hmm? Uh, what is. Okay, shut up. Listen, you destroyed the only place we had to party. I mean that was him, but okay, shut up. Listen to me. I heard from a few people you were in Vegas, and you were this guy called Joe Fixit. That means you know people, right? Uh, I mean, I guess. Why? Okay, perfect. What we want to do is, just before our classes start, we want to throw a party for the teenagers. All the mutants who reappeared. A celebration of life, if you will. Uh, okay, but what does this have to do with me? Easy. You got a credit card, a debit card, or whatever, right? Is that what they're called? You can buy us the stuff we need, rent us a place. People won't be the wiser. I mean, yeah, I have enough money that that'd be possible, but okay, good. Now, just stare directly at Deku, informing him that a lot of the mutants that did reappear are actually someone angry at him. So if Deku does do this, then he'll get on their good side, and people might actually at least see him mellow out, or just leave him alone, just like what he wants. Her going to walk away, as you do actually where Kirk does inform Deku that he does actually at least have a few things planned out, him popping away before Deku just stand there awkwardly, looking around the library. Now, Deku he does see one other person here, as he does see Jean. She's sitting down at the other end of the, well, room, and she's got headphones in. She's reading a book. It's weird. She just looks so. What's the right word? There's the way the sun's coming in, the light shining off of her hair. It's so weird. He feels like this could be a picture. It's just. It just doesn't make sense to him. Now, as Deku was thinking that you'd actually where Kirk just pop in, him bring up a few flyers in front of Deku's face. Okay, here's what we got planned out. Huh? Sorry, Now, Kirk does do one thing. He does get directly in Deku's face, turning towards Jean, before looking back at Deku. Hmm. Oh, uh, her. Yeah, that's Jean. She was, well, Cyclops' ex-girlfriend. Yeah, I kind of heard about that, but, is... Never mind. Dude, you smell like cigarettes. Back up. Now, Deku was trying to change the subject pretty fast. Kirk is the type of guy who, he'd be like that. he wouldn't be able to know you very much, and if he knew you a little bit, he might try to mess with you, try to get a rise out of you. He just seems like it. This being where Deku, he tried to change the subject, and Nightcrawler, he did just go back to this. Inform Deku that he does need to rent this place out and buy all this stuff. And that if Deku does get it delivered there, then they can all have an actual party. Now, Deku, he does start to look around a bit. And people, they are at least somewhat informed about it. As some of the teachers, they don't really pay attention too well. They're all somewhat too busy trying to deal with mutants popping up. And they're also currently busy dealing with a bit of the villains that have popped up as well. Since the prejudice that's been caused because of mutants has actually spawned a bit of people who they aren't really too happy with them. Now, this is actually kind of surprising. Deku, he expected that they'd encounter a bit more resistance, but really just from hanging around Kitty, Kirk, and, well, Rogue, along with a few other people, he's discovered that they're able to get around pretty easy with all this stuff. And you do actually have the night where it all does happen. Now, Deku, he actually was able to buy a place that was somewhat outside of town. Granted, they are in New York, so it is sort of difficult to get out of town or away from the city, like where the X-Mansion is currently located. However, just about a few miles away, and a bit more further away from prying eyes, there was a place built. Deku bought it. He was able to actually buy equipment such as speakers and, you know, everything needed. And he was actually then able to call in a bit of a favor with somebody from a casino. Since he couldn't really get a place to give him what he needed. However, a supplier quickly sent over a truck with a lot of things. Kegs, beers, the whole works. And people, whenever they did arrive to this place, they were quite surprised. This place is probably, what, just a fourth, maybe a third the size of the warehouse they used to have? But it's standing. It's pretty large, yeah. And apparently they have a long, long way from the neighbors, so they shouldn't get any noise complaints out here. All this put together, everybody, when they hear about this party, they love it. As we do actually have Deku, Kitty, Kirk, and Rogue. All of them are standing in the kitchen. And while the loud music is playing, everybody has something in a cup. Be it beer, whiskey, or even vodka. However, Deku, he's just sitting there with a plain soda. As he's drinking from his cup and hearing about everybody having a good time. Deku knows that with mutants, this place is bound to be destroyed. But really, if that does happen, they can just have a party outside. And just turn this place into an area or just a concert type place. It doesn't really matter. He owns the land, so he can do with it what he wants. And it does seem kind of strange. He has this feeling of control, and he likes it. And after some liquid courage, thanks to Kirk and Rogue, he actually does somewhat start to loosen up a bit. As whenever Deku, he did actually start to play a game, he started to have fun. Now, all this is going on together. And there actually was whenever somebody Deku didn't expect to see, they walked in. Deku was in the middle of playing beer pong with Kirk. As Jean walked into the room, and Deku turned his head, after throwing the ball and going to miss. And Deku, whenever he did look at her, he did kind of just go to look away. Shit. You good? Huh? No. Why is she here? I didn't. She shouldn't be here, right? Hmm? Okay, calm down. Calm down. If she's here and the teachers aren't here, it should be fine. I know, but come on. I shit. I You like her, right? Huh? Yeah, obviously. Fuck. Why did I tell you that? Hmm? Okay, no, no. Listen, I'll be real with you for a second. Hmm? You will? Yeah. Shit. Where are they? Kirk looking around. Before finally at least going to somewhat straighten out a bit, popping away and then popping back over, with at least his hand on someone's shoulder. Him pulling away as Rogue just looked behind her, telling him to watch where he puts his hand. Sorry, emergency. Rogue looking back towards Deku. Wicked party you got. Thanks, but I was. He's hoping for some advice with Jean. Hmm? Oh, yeah, I really doubt you could go out with her. But maybe if you get enough, well, you know, you might be able to start a conversation. Uh huh. Christ. Get her something to drink. Try to talk to her. It's not that hard. Besides, both of you two seem like goody two shoes. It might fit in just fine. Hell, I could use my powers to try and tell you what she's thinking. You can do that. Of course I can. Copying powers and emotions and feelings and memories. All the bullshit. Christ, you guys are killing my buzz. Now, Rogue, she just gotta do one simple thing. Telling Deku that she'll be right back. And that if he's going to be such a pansy about all this, then he should at least know to take charge when he can. She'll at least give him that bit of info. However, she'll let this favor slide since it's a bawling party. Her walking over and someone trying to talk to Jean. Now, Jean, she actually is sort of weirded out by this place. Yeah, she went to the parties before, but even then she kinda was dragged there. And right now, it feels strange. There are people she does know and some she doesn't. And really, it's all kinda just she has no idea who's here, who's not. And whenever Rogue does walk up, she's at least glad to finally run into someone familiar. As Rogue and her do start talking, and she does actually at least ask what she thinks about this place. Talking about how Izuku got it all set up. He did? Yeah. I mean, come on. The dude was in Vegas. He had a buttload of money. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool too. Apparently, he is single, you know. He is? I mean, that's good for him. Oh, come on. Her gonna reach out a hand as she pretends like somebody bumped her. Her throwing her hand out and directly tapping on or at least scraping her finger against Jean's arm, as she does at least briefly feel Jean's power in her head, along with the feelings she had in that single moment. Now, Rogue actually does somewhat go tumbling to the right. However, Jean does quickly lift her up into the air, and she's fine, being able to float back down before he's talking about how she's sorry about that. You really should drink some water. I mean, I know you guys got crazy, but still. I saw the truck out there. You guys brought water, right? We'll be fine. Sorry about that. I just, fucker bumped me. Oh, alright. Now, Jean, she does understand that. However, Rogue, she does quickly start to make her way back through the crowd. As Jean, she just watches Rogue is walking back towards Kirk and Deku. Deku actually pretending like he's at least doing something else, participating in a game, or at least talking to a few people who did walk up to him. And they wanted to hear a story about Vegas. Now, whenever Gene does watch Rogue walk up, Deku does turn his head, her somewhat looking away and just thinking for a minute. Right now, it's weird. Her and Cyclops did actually talk. And, while they did technically break things off after she died, they never really talked about it. Yeah, they did finally at least get around to it, but it feels kind of awkward. Hey, I know you've been dead for 5 years, but I'm kind of in a relationship with this one chick. I know we never broke up officially, but you were dead. So, I'm not really too sure. Especially because you're still a teenager. And at this point, I've aged. Yeah, that's not really a conversation you can have with a normal person. However, it was at least a mutual ground they were able to find each other on. Yeah, things are weird. So it would be the best option for them to quit seeing each other. Or, well, for her to stop trying to, you know, it was just a whole complicated fiasco she didn't want to deal with. And right now, yeah, it's just been a lot to process for everybody here. Some of them died, some of them didn't. Some of them, they're 5 years younger than they should be. And some of them, they're actually, well, weird. Now, it does seem to be a lot stranger. Whenever Rogue does walk back up, and at least start talking to Deku, expressing to him that she was able to get a quick glance. Huh? Oh, what'd she say? Now, Rogue, she is drunk, and she just copied the memories and feelings of a friend of hers, who she was going through quite a bit at the very moment. And Rogue, she does just kind of do one simple thing. She goes to grab Deku, and she kind of starts to break down in his arms. As there's a lot of things going on within her own head. And as it actually happened, Deku got kind of pushed back. She fell into him, and Deku just go to wrap his arms around her, trying to ask if she's okay. Now, this actually did seem to be kind of weird. Deku didn't really expect that. And whenever he does go to actually look up, Jean is gone. Okay, that did not really turn out too well. Now, as Rogue was somewhat crying, she actually was at least trying to ask Deku a few questions. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why is this going on? Why did this happen? Why did this go on? And Deku is just trying to understand if these are Rogue's emotions, or her problems, or if it's actually Jean's. And at the moment, he really cannot tell, as he does try his best to help her out. Him at least going to sit her down to sleep somewhere and getting her some water. As eventually the party does go on, more games do happen, and everybody they do wake up hungover. The next morning, windows are destroyed, certain rooms are either scorched or burned, some are covered in ice, and there are at least a few holes in the walls. However, everybody, they all did have a good time. And people, they actually were at least a little bit more respectful when it came to dealing with Deku. They didn't give him that weird side glance anymore. They were able to see him somewhat more like a cool, chill person. Some people know that Deku can't really be approached, some people they don't. And right now, they do see it as, oh, if he ever throws another rager like this one, what happened last night, everybody's just gonna show up and party. And really, what else can you do? Now, with that being said, while all this was happening, we do actually cut back over to an undisclosed location where they've been doing a few things. They've been testing exactly what they can do. Their project, it is somewhat towards the final stages. And right now, if it is activated, they might be able to actually take it down, take them down. Maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to wipe them out. However, there is this one obstacle in their way: the Hulk. He's able to go toe to toe with level 4s, multiple of them. He's able to go up against Thor. And right now, they know he's returned. He's one of the biggest obstacles in their way. So, what's the best thing to do here? It's not to kill the Hulk. It's to kill the other personality. It still is human, isn't it? Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.